Welcome back to Bible Shorts, episode 73, Elijah and the Widow of Zarephath. Last week we learned how God had sent Elijah the prophet to warn Ahab, the king of the northern kingdom, that it would not rain until God said so. Remember that after Solomon died, his kingdom split into two parts. The north part is called Israel, and the south is called Judah. King Ahab and his wife served the false gods Baal and Asherah of the Canaanites and worshiped them instead of the Lord, the God of Israel. They even built a temple for Baal in Samaria. Now Ahab had not been pleased with Elijah's message from God, and Elijah then fled to the Kerith Brook, which is east of the Jordan River. God sent ravens to bring Elijah bread and meat in the morning and bread and meat in the evening. Elijah drank from the Kerith Brook until the water dried up, because there was no rain in the land. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah, saying, "Go to Zarephath and live there, for I have commanded a widow there to feed you." And so he set off and went to Zarephath. When Elijah came to the gate of the town, a widow was there gathering sticks. He called to her and said, "Bring me a little water in a vessel so that I may drink." As the woman was going to bring the water, he called to her and said, "Bring me a morsel of bread in your hand." But she said, "As the Lord your God lives, I have nothing baked, only a handful of meal in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I am now gathering some sticks so I may go home and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die." Elijah said to her, "Do not be afraid. Go and do as you have said. But first make me a little cake of it and bring it to me, and afterward make something for yourself and your son. For thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, the jar of meal will not be emptied, and the jug of oil will not run out until the day that the Lord sends rain on the earth." She went and did as Elijah said. And she, Elijah, and her son ate for many days. The jar of meal was not emptied, neither did the jug of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord that he had spoke to Elijah. Then, after many days, the son of the woman became ill, so ill that there was no breath left in him. The widow then said to Elijah, "What have you against me, O man of God? You have come to me to cause the death of my son." But Elijah said to her, "Give me your son." He took him from her arms and carried him up to the upper room where he was living, and laid him on his own bed. He cried out to the Lord, "O Lord my God, have you brought calamity even upon the widow with whom I am staying by killing her son?" Then Elijah stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried out to the Lord, "O Lord my God, let this child's life come into him again." The Lord listened to the voice of Elijah, and the life of the child came back into him again, and he revived. Elijah took the child, brought him down from the upper room into the house, and gave him to his mother, and then said, "See, your son is alive." Then the woman said to Elijah, Now I know that you are indeed a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in your mouth is truth." Then after many more days, the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year of the drought, saying, "Go, present yourself to Ahab. I am going to send rain on the earth." So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab, who said to him, "Is it you, Elijah, you troublemaker?" Elijah answered, "I have not troubled Israel, but you have, Ahab, and your father's house, because you have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, the God of Israel, and followed the false god of the Canaanites. Now, therefore, have all Israel assemble for me at Mount Carmel. Let's have a contest between me and your prophets of Baal." What happens next? Look for Bible Shorts episode 74. Elijah versus the false prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel.